What I'm going to talk about in this video is not fun, but it's going to make you a ton of money. And I'm also going to explain why so many of you are leaving so much money on the table because you're not utilizing the most simple and effective outreach method out there. This right here has come from the years of running my software arbitrage business called Growth Rate. We're currently doing over 20k consistently every single month. And to prove this was not luck, I helped a ton of people make their first 10 to 20k online using this simple outreach strategy. So today we're going to talk about the way that I personally got my first 5 to 10 clients on board using my software company called Growth Rate. One of the many features that I sell to businesses is called reputation management. If you're not already aware what reputation management is, you're able to help a bunch of business owners locally and globally. It doesn't matter if it's in another country. You can practically sell reputation management to every single business out there. Now, where I see a bunch of people making the mistake of selling reputation management, they're starting off by doing all of these cold calls and cold emails and cold DMs and stuff. This will not work to get your first 5 to 10 clients on board. So I've drawn out a simple funnel right here over on the computer. And as you can see, we got reputation management at the top because that is exactly what you're going to be selling to businesses, to get your first 5, 15, 20 clients on board to your software company. Now, another question that I get asked quite a bit is what industries should you work with? What niche or what niche you should work with? I'm personally not a big believer in niching down to one singular industry when it comes to running a software business. I work with a bunch of different businesses. I work with restaurants, I work with gyms, I work with real estate agents, I work with hotels, I work with literally so many types of businesses out there because the beauty of running a software arbitrage business means that you don't need to just get amazingly good at working with one industry. You can work with so many out there. The 2 industries that I recommend you work with when you're starting out is hotels and restaurants. So you got to think about it. Hotels and restaurants are the 2 main industries that can really benefit from reputation management. I'm not saying that you can't sell this to other businesses. I've worked with gyms, I've worked with real estate agents, and we've actually implemented my exact reputation management system inside of their business. What I'm simply stating here is hotels and restaurants really need this, and they don't know about it until you actually show them why. So let's just take hotels as an example. When was the last time that you were booking a trip online? Whether that was in your own country or you were going on holiday, I can guarantee you that you checked out the reviews and the images and pretty much everything that you could find online about said hotel before you actually booked. Now, different businesses, on the other hand, like restaurants and gyms and stuff, you might be in an area and you're hungry and you're looking for food somewhere. If you walk down the street and you saw a business, more than likely you're not going to, pull up their Google reviews and look at the images and everything like that. If it looks good from the outside, you're going to walk into that business. So this is cold hard proof that this works especially well for hotels. The big thing that I see people struggling with all of the time is actually trying to figure out who the decision maker is. Who the marketing manager of the business is. I'm going to show you exactly how you can find these people. So if we head over to the computer and I just search for hotels in Belfast, and if we scroll down, all of the hotels in Belfast are going to come up. So let's just take this hotel right here, the Bullet Hotel, for example. We're going to copy this hotel. Looks good. They have 1.9 thousand Google reviews on here. Whereas if you look at some of the other businesses like the Hilton, for example, they have 2,500 Google reviews. This means that if we look at the Bullet Hotel, we can actually sell the system to this hotel right here because you have a competitor that you can actually compare their online rating with, which leads to a higher chance of actually closing them. But I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes. So if we copy the name of this hotel, the Bullet Hotel, and if we head over to LinkedIn, if you're not already signed up to LinkedIn, it's a free platform, just get signed up. If we then paste that in and we look for the Bullet Hotel, as you can see, the actual hotel comes up right here. If we click into it, and then if we scroll down to the people right here, all of the people that work for the Bullet Hotel right here that is registered on LinkedIn is going to come up right here. So then if we scroll down this list right here, as you can see, we have a bunch of people on here. We got bar supervisors, we got sales managers, event managers. If we then scroll down, as you can see, we have a general manager right here, and his name is Andy. If we keep scrolling, more than likely we're going to find the owner on here, or we're going to find a marketing manager. But Andy right here is the person that we want to try and get in touch with. So with the hotels, it's either going to be the owner, the general manager, or the marketing manager you want to get in touch with. So then let's head back over to our amazing funnel chart that I drew out right here. as you can see, the next step in the process is walking into the business. This is exactly where I see so many people completely mess this up. So many people try and spend all of their time trying to send cold DMs through Facebook and Instagram to try and do a bunch of cold calls. I am a huge advocate for all of these things because they absolutely do work, but these things need to come later. Whenever you're starting this out, whenever you're starting your software arbitrage or your SaaS business, you need to be doing the things that really drive the needle forward and will get you your first 5 to 10 clients on board. So I am now going to be talking about what actually happens when you're walking into these businesses. The big thing that I see people make mistakes with, and the reason why we try and figure out who the manager is or who the owner is through LinkedIn, people make the mistake of walking into the business and the first person that you're going to be met with is the receptionist, which ultimately is the gatekeeper in this instance. The gatekeepers are practically trained to keep people like you, salespeople out that's trying to sell things to the business. They're trying to weed you out and they're trying to keep you as far away from the decision maker as possible. This right here is the hardest part of the entire sales process, is actually trying getting past the gatekeeper so we can get talking with the business owner or the manager. There's a few things that you need to do and keep in mind when you're walking into these businesses. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you are. You might be in the countryside or you might live in some sort of small village. You need to make the effort of walking into these businesses. I don't care if you need to get in through a taxi or a bus or you need to drive there. You need to be making the effort so that you can get your first 5 to 10 clients on board your business. A few tips that I recommend is have confidence. Dress up nicely, don't wear a suit, but also don't wear tracksuit bottoms. You need to sort of find that happy medium. Business casual is completely fine. Walk in there with a clean haircut, pretty much just look overall smooth and make sure everything all looks good, like exactly how you would on a first date with someone. To be walking in with confidence, you need to be a person that is worthy of this business owner actually paying you their hard-earned money. When you walk into that receptionist or the gatekeeper, the first thing you obviously want to say is hello. You then want to ask to speak with Andy. This is where so many people make a mistake. There's so many people going door to door and they don't go the extra mile by going to LinkedIn and trying to figure out who the actual decision maker or the owner is. They will walk in and ask to speak with the owner or the manager, whatever. Instantly the receptionist knows that you're trying to sell them something, because if you actually knew the owner or the manager, you would address them by their first name. So whenever you walk in there, make sure to ask to speak with Andy. And in that receptionist's mind, they're thinking, does this guy actually know who Andy is? What is he here for? What does he actually want? The next thing that you want to say that worked exceptionally well for me was, I kept it very vague. I was just like, oh yeah, it's just about your Google reviews, or it's about a Google review, whatever. Now, in the receptionist's mind now, what they're thinking is, oh, did we get a really negative review that we haven't saw? Did this person right here have a negative experience? More often than not, they actually agreed to get me then in touch with the decision maker, because there's so much uncertainty there. They don't really want to go into too much details. Sometimes they will ask more questions. You need to deal with that. There's so many different things that they could ask, and it's really not possible for me to cover that all in today's video. So now, what happens next? The receptionist will then go ahead and call up Andy, and they'll try and figure out if they're actually there, or if they're available, or if they're not available. Once the owner or the manager, or Andy in this case right here, walks out, this is where it's extremely important to be confident and to not stutter your words. So whenever Andy walks out, you want to, shake his hand and introduce yourself. And the most important thing is trying to find some sort of common ground right there that you guys both have in common. The best part about living in, small towns and villages and sometimes cities, more often than not, there will be some sort of connection there. The owner or the manager might know one of your family members, or they might know one of your family friends or whatever. Try and find out what that common ground right there is, because what this actually does is it really lowers their sales guard and they feel like they know you a bit more already. The next thing that you want to do is, so you need to obviously have your laptop with you, have it in some sort of carry-on case or whatever, and just ask Andy right there if you can pull out the laptop because there's something that you want to show him. More than likely he'll just say, yeah, let's see what it is, whatever. So you then want to pull out the laptop and you want to show them one simple thing right here. So if we then head over back to Google Maps, this is exactly what you want to show him. So obviously have their Google My Business pulled up and, have their amount of reviews and their star rating right here, which for the Bullet Hotel, as we already know, is 1,900 reviews with a 4.4 star rating. You want to pull up one of their competitors right here. As you can see, the Hilton right here has 2,500 reviews with a 4.3 star rating, as we know. If we keep scrolling and we keep scrolling, we will find businesses that have thousands and thousands of reviews. Before you walk into that business, you want to have one of the competitors already up right there. I usually like to try and find the best hotel in their area, so there's such a big gap in between. You then want to do a comparison. You want to show them, your hotel right here, which obviously is an amazing hotel. You have 1,900 reviews, whereas this business owner right here has, 6,000 reviews with a 4.8 star rating. Do not paint that in a negative light. You need to reinforce the fact that their business, it's great. It's one of the cleanest hotels in the city. It's one of the best hotels in the city. But that is simply not showcasing publicly on Google Maps, which will ultimately be damaging their local organic traffic that is coming to the hotel. This now leads us to the next part of the sales process, is actually doing a demo of the reputation management system for the business owner. If you don't already know what reputation management is, in simple terms, you're able to help business owners get more positive Google reviews so that they can organically start ranking higher on Google, and any negative review that comes in will go completely internal directly to the business owner. If you've never seen this before, I have other videos about this on my channel, but I also have a completely free step-by-step course down below. The demo is one of the most important parts of all of this. You need to show them exactly how it works and as simple as possible, because these business owners do not want to hear a bunch of technical and fancy stuff that they simply don't understand. You want to break it down in simple terms, because you're selling reputation management, and it literally is what it is. It literally sells itself. As long as you present yourself well and you do a half decent demo, then the business owner will be interested in what you have to offer. This is what leads us to the next step in the funnel, which is the close. When you're going door to door, it is much different to actually being on a Zoom call, an actual sales call with a person. They will have other people that they need to speak with. So the next thing that you need to do is get their contact details. If they're only giving you their email, it's perfectly fine. You can send them an email. But the best thing that you can get is their contact number. So whether it's their mobile phone number or their office number, this will give you a direct line to Andy right here. So in a few days, we can follow up with them. We can see what the status is. We can see what everyone else's thoughts are. And we can ultimately get moving to the next step, which is the actual close. There are two different things that can happen right here. One, it's either a simple no, we're not interested, maybe follow up with this and again in a few months, which is completely fine. It does happen. The best thing that you can do is just, thank them for their time, add them to your calendar for maybe 3 or 6 months time so you can follow back up again, and leave it at that. So scenario number 2 is them being happy to move forward, and they want to get this implemented inside of their hotel. This is obviously the best scenario because it means that you've signed yourself a client, you're going to make money from that client, and you're going to get them great results so that they're going to be paying you for a very, very long time. Sometimes when it comes to door and there's other people to speak with, you might need to do another demo here and there. You might get a call from Andy saying, I've spoken to the owner about this. Would you mind coming in and doing another demo for me? If that happens, find a way to get in there, do a demo. But sometimes a simple Loom video just breaking down exactly what it is, and you can send them to that to just save a bit of time. But if you can walk back in there and get speaking with the owner and the manager, that is the best case scenario, because you're going to be able to answer any questions that they have. So congratulations, you've now figured out how I personally got my first 10 clients on board to my software arbitrage business called Growth Rate. If you actually go out there and you genuinely implement absolutely everything that I talked about today, I can practically guarantee that you're going to make this work. And like I said at the start of the video, this was absolutely not luck. Not only am I making 20k consistently every single month with this exact method right here, check out a handful of the amazing student results from people just like you that I've worked with, showed them how all of this works, helped them implement to make a ton of money online. So if you're ready to finally make a change and get this up and running so you can start selling this to businesses by the end of today, I have a completely free step-by-step course down below which shows you absolutely everything, all of my secrets. It will take you step by step through absolutely all of this, all the different methods that we use to find clients and to reach out to clients completely on autopilot, meaning that we've completely automated all of our outreach to businesses. So if you want access to that completely free step-by-step course, all you got to do is click on that first link down below in the description. My name is Jason McElchar. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. It would be much appreciated if you could drop a like and a sub, and we'll see you in the next video.